Has anyone else noticed what's going down in Mexico, our own backyard? The Sinaloa Cartel is going in an all-out war against the Mexican authorities, and I'm talking about all-out war. And why? Well, El Chapo's son, Joaquin Guzman, was arrested once again. If you can remember, he was arrested in 2019, but briefly let go. This time, not let go. The result? All-out war. And today, we cover it. Before we begin, I need to give you a brief history on the matter. I mean, really brief. Back in 2019, the Mexican authorities arrested El Chapo's son and took him to prison. And from there, they were going to take him to the airport and take him to Mexico City. Unfortunately, a big fight broke out between the authorities and the Sinaloa Cartel. Lots of people were killed. And I'm quoting from CNN here. Ovidio Guzman was previously arrested by the federal authorities in October of 2019, but was released on the orders of President Andrés Manuel López Obrador to avoid further bloodshed. A lot of people died. He didn't like it. As a matter of fact, this same president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, had a policy of abrazos, no balazos, which means hugs, not bullets. He thought you could play nice with the cartel. However, after a couple of years, he realized that no, actually, you can't play nice with these psychopathic murderers. So he decided to send the authorities in once again. However, the local authorities, they've all been infiltrated by the cartel. So what did Manuel Obrador do? He tapped the federal authorities, the military. And that's what's going on right now. The military went down in the Sinaloa Cartel, arrested El Chapo's son, and a huge fight broke out. I'm talking all-out war. I'm talking fighting on the streets, fighting on the playgrounds, fighting in the airports, fighting in the hospitals. You're going to see. I'm going to show you. I got several clips here that I want to show you. And I must warn you, it's not necessarily graphic, but it will give you a particularly good picture of what's going on down there. All-out war. So far, 29 casualties. 9 from the Mexican side. Well, they're all Mexican. 9 from the authorities, and the rest from the cartel, the Sinaloa Cartel. And the Mexican authorities are 3,000 soldiers plus 200 special forces have been used. The result, we shall see now. The first clip that's up is the Mexican authorities firing down on residential areas from a helicopter. And I want to show you this to give you a sense that this really, truly is all-out war when you're firing machine guns from a helicopter into residential areas, because unfortunately, these snakes, they live among us. Take a look. Now, as I said before, that clip, it's not particularly shocking. It's just scary to think about, the fact that we could have, the Marines or the Air Force shooting down at residential areas here because there's the cartel members. That's scary. I wouldn't want that to happen in my neighborhood, and I'm sure the Mexicans don't like it in their neighborhood. Now, the next 2 clips are shocking, at least to me. First, let's start with the cartel getting ready to go to battle. And when I would imagine the cartel going to battle, I would imagine, maybe 50 or 100 guys lined up, waiting around with some AK-47s. No. This is a lot more legitimate. I'm talking mounted caravans filled with members with protective gear, machine guns. What am I even talking? Take a look. And the video after that, the Mexican authorities get ambushed.
Dale, compañero. Que salga la pleba bélica a la verga, pura chapita. ¿Por qué huele todo? ¿Por qué todo? Aquí huele todo, aquí, ¿dónde está? ¿Estacionamiento? Por el humo ese que está quemando ahí. Sí, güey. Dale, vamos.
The next clip I want to show you is actually the first clip that I saw in this whole matter. It's the Mexican, I keep saying the Mexicans, they're all fucking Mexican. It's the cartel shooting at civilian airplanes. Now you may ask yourself, why are they shooting at civilian airplanes? And I asked myself the same question. And to be honest, I don't have a real answer. But what I think is to intimidate the government, to give back El Chapo's son. Okay, hey, look, Luna, she's beautiful, isn't she? Oh, I can't see her face. There she is. Oh, yeah. Anyway, what were we talking about? Which clip am I going to show you? Yes, airplanes. Look at this. First, I'm going to show you the clip of the cartel members shooting up at the airplanes, and then I'm going to show you the gut-wrenching clip of the members that were inside of the airplane, hiding, hoping that nothing was going to hit them. So what do you think? Why do you think the cartel was shooting at civilian airplanes? And most importantly, what do you think would be going through your head if you're up there? Scary thoughts, that's for sure. I don't want to imagine, but comment down below. Maybe I'll read them in the next video. Now, I want to show you one next clip, and I'm going to show you a little bit more street fighting. But what I really want to show you is how the cartel goes into a hospital and kidnaps the doctors and the nurses so they can provide medical treatment to the members of the cartel who had been wounded fighting in the streets. I mean, seriously, this is crazy. I mean, you would expect this is going on in Donetsk between the Russians and the Ukrainians, but between the cartel or what, someone could imagine to be a ragtag group of criminals and a military? You would expect the military to have this shit over in 1 second, but no, clearly not the case. Take a look.
Walter, Moscoso, ándase, Walter. No será un residente.
Sí, Dani, se armó la chica, Chari. Ahí estamos en uno, carnal. A ver si pegamos, Dani. Ahí le dice el Jesús, viejo.
When I first saw that video, I thought, nah, it can't be real. It can't be real. But no, it checks out. It's real. It's real. Tell me your opinions down below. Now, the last few clips I want to show you is the prison break attempt, how the aftermath of how the prison looked, and most importantly, the aftermath of the cities and the streets over the fighting took place. Because these places are destroyed, at least for the foreseeable future. And the fighting's not really over, even though that El Chapo's son was evacuated to Mexico City, where he may or may not be extradited to the United States. So take a look at these last few clips, and then we can conclude el video. Terrible. Awful. But why? Why is all that happening in our backyard, in Mexico? I'm sure there really are many different reasons, nuances, and causes. But I think the biggest reason is the drug war. If all these drugs weren't illegal, then the cartel would have basically no leverage. All they would have is guns and, force. But that would quickly run out when they don't have the funds to maintain it and to supply it. So why don't we legalize drugs, regulate the shit out of them, and take the power away from these psychopathic criminals? That's my simple solution, I suppose. If you have a different one, please, I'd love to hear it in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. We're back. I'll see you next time.